Imagine a treasure. Not gold, not diamonds, not ivory. White, crystalline, mundane. In the year 1324, when Mansa Musa made his legendary pilgrimage to Mecca, he carried 15 tons of gold. The world remembers the gold. But here's what they don't teach you. That gold bought salt. Because in medieval West Africa, salt wasn't just valuable, it was survival, it was currency, it was power. And one empire controlled it all. This is the story of the Songhai Empire, masters of the Sahara, controllers of the white gold, and how a single devastating failure in their supply chain left their capital defenseless against an enemy 1,500 miles away. This is the story of strategic collapse. Welcome to the Salt Wars. To understand what destroyed the Songhai Empire, you first need to understand something crucial about life in West Africa. Geography is destiny. The Sahara Desert isn't just sand, it's a barrier. 3 million square miles of scorching wasteland that separates the Mediterranean world from sub-Saharan Africa. But it's also a bridge. And whoever controlled that bridge controlled wealth beyond imagination. Now, let's talk about the commodity itself, salt. In the modern world, salt is cheap. It sits in a shaker on your table. You think nothing of it. But transport yourself to 14th century West Africa. You're living in the tropical forest belt. The climate is hot, humid, your body is constantly sweating, losing sodium. Without salt, you die. It's not dramatic, it's biological. Your muscles cramp, your organs fail, your brain stops functioning properly. Salt isn't luxury, it's life. And in medieval West Africa, there was a saying, "In the forest, salt is worth its weight in gold." Literally, pound for pound, equal value. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The southern kingdoms in present-day Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, they had gold, lots of it, some of the richest gold deposits on Earth, but they had no salt. The northern Sahara had salt, vast deposits of it, crystallized in ancient lake beds, but they had no gold. Perfect conditions for trade, except for one problem. Between these two regions lies 1,000 miles of desert. No water, no shelter, temperatures reaching 120 degrees Fahrenheit by day, freezing at night. Only one animal can cross it, the camel. Only one type of merchant dares try, the trans-Saharan traders. And only one empire mastered the entire system, the Songhai. By the 15th century, the Songhai Empire had become the largest state in African history. Let me give you the numbers. Territory, 540,000 square miles. Population, estimates range from 5 to 20 million people. Military, over 100,000 soldiers, including the most feared cavalry in West Africa. But the real source of Songhai power wasn't armies, it was logistics. The Songhai controlled something called the Trans-Saharan Trade Network, and at the heart of that network was a place called Tagaza. Tagaza, a mining town in the northern Sahara, 450 miles south of Morocco. This place was hell on earth. No trees, no vegetation, no fresh water, just salt. buildings made of salt blocks, roads paved with salt, the very ground beneath your feet, salt. And working those mines, enslaved laborers mining salt in temperatures that would kill most people within hours. They would quarry massive rectangular slabs of salt, each one weighing 200 pounds, and loaded them onto camels. Then the caravan would begin. These weren't small operations. Imagine this: caravans of 1,000 camels, sometimes 10,000, stretching for miles across the desert. The journey from Tagaza to the Songhai capital of Gao took 2 months. 2 months, through one of the harshest environments on the planet. But here's why the Songhai became rich. They didn't just transport the salt, they taxed it. Every single caravan that passed through Songhai territory paid tribute. The Songhai Emperor, known as the Askia, claimed a percentage of every salt slab. And where did that revenue go? 2 places. 1, the cavalry, thousands of mounted warriors who protected the trade routes and intimidated rival kingdoms. 2, Timbuktu, the intellectual capital, home to universities, libraries, and scholars from across the Islamic world. The Songhai had built the perfect system: military power funded by salt revenue, cultural prestige funded by salt revenue, an empire built on white gold. For over a century, it worked flawlessly. And then, someone decided to break it. 1,500 miles north of the Songhai Empire, across the Sahara, sat the Saadi Sultanate of Morocco. And its ruler, Sultan al-Mansur, had a problem. Morocco was broke. Years of warfare with Portugal and Spain had drained the treasury. Al-Mansur needed money, fast. And he knew exactly where it was: the gold mines of West Africa, Songhai territory. Now, most rulers would have sent raiders, quick attacks, smash and grab. But Al-Mansur wasn't most rulers. He was a strategic planner. He had studied under Ottoman military advisors. He understood logistics. He understood geopolitics. And he understood something crucial. You don't need to conquer an empire. You just need to control what keeps it alive. In 1590, Al-Mansur assembled an invasion force. 4,000 men, that's it. Compared to the Songhai's 100,000-strong military, this was laughable. But Al-Mansur had 3 advantages. 1, European firearms, arquebuses, early muskets, devastating against cavalry. 2, a brilliant commander named Judar Pasha, a Spanish convert to Islam who understood both European and African warfare. 3, a clear strategic objective. He wasn't invading to conquer an empire. He was invading to seize the supply chain. March 1591. The Moroccan force reaches the Niger River. They've been marching for 5 months across the Sahara. Half their soldiers are dead from thirst and disease. The Songhai are waiting. 40,000 cavalry, lancers, archers, battle-hardened warriors who've never lost on their home terrain. The Songhai commander looks at the Moroccan force and laughs. 4,000 men? This will be a massacre. April 12, 1591, the Battle of Tondibi. The Songhai cavalry charges, thousands of horses thundering across the plain, spears raised, war cries echoing. And then, the Moroccans open fire. The front line of Songhai cavalry collapses, horses scream, Men fall. The charge disintegrates into chaos. The battle lasts 6 hours. When it's over, 6,000 Songhai soldiers are dead. The Moroccan losses? Minimal. The Askia, the Songhai Emperor, flees south. The Moroccans occupy the capital, Gao. Military victory complete. But here's where the real story begins, because winning a battle and conquering an empire are two completely different things. The Moroccans now face a nightmare. They're 1,500 miles from home. Their supply lines stretch across the deadliest desert on Earth. They control one city in an empire of 540,000 square miles. Most conquerors would try to fight more battles, subdue more territory. The Sultan al-Mansur does something different. He issues one order: seize the salt routes. Not the cities, not the armies, the supply chain. The Moroccans move north. They occupy Tagaza, the salt mining town. They seize the caravan routes. They install checkpoints along every major trade artery. And suddenly, salt stops flowing south. The cities of the Songhai Empire, Gao, Timbuktu, Jenne, are cut off. No salt arriving from the north, no way to preserve food, no way to sustain the population. The Songhai military is still intact, 90,000 soldiers ready to fight, but they can't eat gold. Within months, the urban centers collapse, not from warfare, from economic siege. The great city of Timbuktu, home to 100,000 people, centuries of accumulated knowledge, one of the intellectual centers of the Islamic world, surrenders without a fight. Because they're out of salt. The Moroccan force never grew beyond 6,000 men. They never conquered more than a fraction of Songhai territory, but they didn't need to. They controlled the one resource the empire couldn't survive without, and that was enough. So, what's the lesson here? The fall of the Songhai Empire reveals something profound about power. Empires don't collapse from military defeat. They collapse when their lifeblood stops flowing. The Songhai had gold, they had knowledge, they had one of the most powerful militaries in Africa, but they had one fatal vulnerability. They didn't control their own supply chain. The salt came from mines 1,000 miles north. The caravans crossed foreign territory. The routes passed through lands they didn't fully control. And when an enemy understood that weakness, they exploited it with surgical precision. This pattern repeats throughout history. Rome fell when Germanic tribes cut their grain from North Africa. Napoleon's invasion of Russia failed because his supply lines stretched too far. Modern nations rise and fall based on control of oil, semiconductors, rare earth minerals. The resource changes. The principle remains the same. Control the supply chain, control the empire. The Moroccans understood this in 1591, and it destroyed one of the greatest civilizations Africa had ever seen. The story of African logistics doesn't end in the Sahara. Next time, we move from the desert to the rainforest, to the Congo River Basin, where geography presented a different challenge, not drought, but water. How do you build an empire when your entire territory is covered in rivers, swamps, and impenetrable jungle? One kingdom found the answer: war canoes. Massive vessels, 80 feet long, carrying 100 warriors. A river navy that dominated Central Africa for centuries. Next episode, the war canoes of the Congo, how a river navy built a kingdom. You won't want to miss this. If you understand now how strategic logistics truly shapes history, how control of resources is the real measure of power, please hit that subscribe button. This channel exists to uncover the economic and strategic forces that built and destroyed Africa's great empires. These are the stories that textbooks ignore, the patterns that explain how power actually works. Like this video if you found it valuable. Drop a comment with your thoughts on the Songhai collapse, and I'll see you in the next investigation. This is History Discovery, and these are the stories they never told you.